Alright, it's been a hot minute. We're gonna try this out with just 3 players for now, as Rin is still out working IRL and not available to come back yet. Scythe, obviously we had his big send-off and moved away. I'm going to probably... I'll have to get back in Photoshop later, but I'm going to edit his part of the stream overlay to maybe just have like a open sign on it. See if anyone watching is interested. Because, God, I can't fill that slot. But we digress as we get into our 10th session. Last session started in the wake of you guys trying and succeeding to destroy a factory that was manufacturing knockoff scythes, sickle robots, that had been originally designed by a company back in the Pact Worlds, but that the local aristocracy decided to, decided to use an amp up with Aslanti tech to make more forces for their army and hopefully gain him both military and political power. In a final last stand, as full-on like war mechs that towered over the building were coming in, the factory was burning, troops were coming in at a fast rate, even with force shields to hold them at bay. Shots were starting to get to a critical level. You all were teleported out by Rin at the last second. Scythe stayed behind and triggered his reactor, which that explosion combined with everything in that factory destroyed a huge mech, the factory itself, and a large surrounding area of the land. After that, you all appeared back on your ship. You realized that, like what had happened to Scythe, and even in morning that you realized also that Rin was missing. Whatever like desperate last teleport tactic had been used here, whether it was a matter of Rin being desperate or perhaps just like enough strange energies in the environment, he was separated from you all. You all began to discuss things with the Thessalonian Liberation Front about what had happened, as well as you were captured Aslanti scientist Ro. And also began discussing not only the successes, but something known as Project Prescience. Ro had thought it was some sort of communications system. You all kept talking to Ro, and in discussing a lot of this stuff, he kind of brought up the point that, like, the enormous super weapon, the beam of multicolored energy you had seen on the Emerald Dominion, well, that must be some sort of perhaps enormous Aeon Stone carved into a weapon, which is quite a crazy thought, as previously all the Aeon stuff you guys had seen is, small, rock-sized, hovers around your head, or when the Aslanti use it, sometimes they embed it in their armor. But whoever was able to create that, Rose, like, he's got to be their top man right now. That's got to be like the peak of the scientists. When you guys went back up to orbit to the moon and checked in with your Amil Biocracy allies, it seemed like the drift storms perhaps were calming, and you guys were aiming to get to the Tridorian system. One of the several... I say several, that's not really the right word, because that means a couple, almost, but there are 7 major controlled systems of the Amil Biocracy, most of those all with multiple thriving worlds. There might be other, like outer colonies, like the trading post you guys saw. But they did also explain that despite the fact they are still holding out in this war, the Aslanti Empire is indeed much bigger, with fully 12 major systems. Let alone however many colonies they also have. you guys also had made me think of yet another animal themed thing. This was the Aedis Obscura. They're basically little mosquitoes that lodge themselves in the roof of your ship during your discussion with the bureaucracy. And just so many names of things. I'm gonna have to make a full list whenever we end this campaign and just like read it off. But you guys talked to Captain Trison, who explained the general idea and worries that the bureaucracy has about Project Prescience. Their worry was that Prescience itself is somehow dabbling with like time and these like faster than light, faster than drift messages. You guys had a lot of your own suspicions about that as well. Could this be leading warnings to happen before the events being warned even occurred? While this is going on, they also decided to help upgrade your ship. They attached a cone snail cannon, which is one of the weapons you guys added. We just kind of reflavored it. This is clearly representing all these factors together, a big leap in the technological capabilities of the Aslanti Star Empire and the Aeon Throne. When you take this Prescience project, coupled with the robotics advancements, coupled with this kind of doomsday weapon on Emerald Dominion. With all that in mind, you guys developed a plan with your allies to do a daring information retrieval and rescue operation. A star palace, likely the one that is owned by the Arcidux, was entering getting close enough to the planet in the system where you all are. You all, using some stealthy flying and some good spoofed tech codes, snuck your way aboard the Star Palace. I don't think you guys learned its name yet, but you're aboard it. Unfortunately, it looks like hard to say if they knew this was coming for a long time, or if they had just caught the Thessalonian Liberation Front informants recently. But this military commander-looking guy named Highguard Yevon basically like was slit the TLF agent's throat in front of you guys and ambushed you with a bunch of people. Now, thanks to your ally Rogar, who delivered some hefty combat skill, not to mention your own prowess amongst the remaining party, you all fought off Aslanti Stellar Scouts, those like robotic, nanite-focused scouts, Highguard Yevon, and his spell casting, as well as multiple specialists and soldiers that came running in straight into an aquatic grenade. It seemed like they had this ambush planned, but clearly were too confident, as you guys really tore through it pretty damn quickly. As we kind of wrapped up the session, you guys are getting ready to explore more into the Star Palace. Again, Star Palace is like a type of ship, very enormous. Maybe the same company that makes a lot of their other like Vanguard-esque ships in the Aslanti fleet. You haven't heard any active alarms. You're not positive if that means like, you know, do they already know we're here and they're not just doing like an audible alarm to keep us off guard, or is the alarm not actually raised yet? That's where we're picking back up aboard the palace, the Star Palace.
Did Ben cut out for everybody else?
Yeah, I thought I had cut out,
Yeah.
but
Ben.
That.
Oh, all right. I don't have anything. I think that pretty much covers it.
I think that pretty well covers it.
All right. As you guys are still here, kind of with the open void dock below you, I have rebalanced things for 3 people. And with that in mind, Rogar is going to growl out to you guys. If they knew we were coming, I'll watch the ship, make sure no one boards it while we're gone. and he is going
Understood.
to re-enter your ship. All right.
It's gonna make...
Go ahead.
James as a character is fine with it. Shaw would be a bit nervous having somebody alone on his ship, but I know we've got the VI and stuff on board.
Yeah, he's still the VI. I think things are pretty locked out, thanks to y'all's mastery of both piloting and engineering with you and Refine. I think the two of you would feel pretty confident that, like, even if you wanted to, this guy probably couldn't hijack your ship. Just doesn't have the brains or the piloting skill.
And I think, let's be honest, Refine and Shaw would have taken some precautions after what happened last time.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's reasonable. All right. So what's the play here? You guys have a lot of goals. You're trying to find out a lot of information.
I think
Hopefully
first thing we
rescue
do.
Rin.
Yes. I think I look to Refine. Think you can get anything off this guy's comm? And I point over towards Yevon.
Ooh. Do you want to try giving Yevon a little hack check there? Refine. Also, I will say,
Oh, her food just arrived.
okay,
She messaged me.
well, we will also keep in mind, like, one thing you guys weren't positive about, like, this is his kind of mobile seat of governance. Like, is Arcidux Gregor aboard?
Out of character. I think Nix and I had talked about it a bit. I don't know if Shaw has thought about that part yet. I think in general, I think Shaw's mindset is that if we come across him and have to deal with him, cool. I'm not necessarily spoiling for that fight because that's going to be a shit show.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, sure, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but we got other things to worry about right now.
I think I'm more interested in getting the information and getting Rin and getting out. If the opportunity to knock off the Arcidux shows up, cool, but that's also the kind of thing that's going to piss somebody off at a high level.
Yeah.
I mean, not that they already aren't, but still.
Yeah, right now the priority is the search and rescue.
Alright. Makes sense to me. Okay. Excuse me. Refine on a 49. You kind of hack into... You know what? I'm gonna... What would Yevon... I'm gonna say, someone's gonna be just a D100 luck check here.
Not me. That's seen my dice rolling.
Let's see what we got. 30? Okay.
30.
This isn't necessarily going to be bad. It's just determining, like, what all you're getting here. I think the first thing on this check, as you hack into his communicator, is you realize it's not a very advanced... It's not like a data pad. There's not a lot of info on it. But pretty immediately, you're able to deduce that there is no active alarm currently. And indeed, just kind of piecing through his past communications over the last, like, hard to judge exactly, probably, like, on the scale of hours, like, not days. It seems like this guy, High Guard Yevon, he's, like, decently high ranked, but nothing crazy. Kind of like would be like a battlefield commander almost. Like, the mages are pretty prized. He gathered this, like, little task force to stop you guys and probably try to, like, earn himself a promotion. So with that in mind, it seems like he kind of, like, very surreptitiously, like, talked to engineering and, like, got them to give him a couple of stellar scouts, which he slaved, like, directly to his commands. Did a lot of, like, private messages to the Aslantes specialists as well, and kind of made this little task force calling in a bunch of favors that people owed him in the hopes that he would just take you guys out. So you think, at least at the moment, you guys have not been rumbled.
Okay. He seems to be some sort of middle management that had higher aspirations and was hoping that by not alerting his bosses we were coming, he was more likely to get a promotion than if he did tell them.
Well, I think it's... Think of it this way. I think he was hoping to prove that he could handle it on his own.
Well, it did not work out for him.
At all.
Rogar over the mic. He couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I will say, as you guys, you know what? Actually, before we even go any further, give me just a straight perception check. Okay, we got 26, a 28. Nat 1. Gotta hit him with a nat 1 right at the start. Sure, why not? You look at all the various pathways out of here. Some of them are open from where soldiers ran in. Some were already open, seemingly into airlocks anyway. You see that all of these doors on the sides, those are kind of like individual small airlocks. So we got like the 10, 1 through 12, basically. Not 1 through 10. I can't fucking count. Jesus. You don't see any
That's
like
hard.
computer terminals in here. Judging on a like 28 shot just from like where you landed the ship on the hull, you think more likely that the lower numbers lead deeper into the fort, whereas like the higher numbers probably continue to lead to like more like docking and like warehouse management type stuff, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. I was about to say, Aslantes, do they speak common?
They speak Aslanti.
Okay. I don't know if there's... Go
I
ahead.
don't think anyone speaks it. I think Refine is working on learning it.
It's not a
with,
thing that's come up.
Current data.
Nope. Not for me.
But I will say you guys could try to make like society checks, or even just intelligence checks, but society is probably better, to try and like do what you can. Like at the end of the day, Common itself is based on Taldane, which is the language of Taldor, which on Old Galarian, basically like, you know, kind of England style. They had conquered so much of the world, or like Roman Empire style too. They got a bit of a mixed theme going on. Basically, they conquered so much stuff that Taldane became common, quote unquote, because they made everyone speak. You know, classic fucking, you know, interlopers, colonists. But at the end of the day, Common and Aslanti are both descended from older, like, primogenitor tongues on Galarian. They have a common ancestor. So there is a world where you could try to, like, piece some of this together.
You mean there's a world where we can understand by way of Proto-Indo-European?
I mean, if you want to get real word with it. But make it fantasy. Wait, fuck, we're past fantasy. Sci-fi.
Science fantasy.
Sci-fantasy. Also, speaking of Paizo's divergent properties, there's a new game system coming out from Paizo. They announced it the other day. It's called 13 Omens, and it is, quote, a rules-light horror system.
I'm curious what rules light means.
You and me both, buddy.
Because there's a world where rules light to them is like slightly more rules than 5e.
Look, I'm just saying there was certainly I could probably go find press releases or like emails that they sent to people on like the publicist list when I was on that, talking about how Pathfinder 2e has like a more refined and simple rule system.
That's a take you could have.
I mean, it's.
It does. I think it does.
I think it does. I think it's gradually making that not the case as more rulebooks come out.
Yeah, I think that's
But-
true.
I mean, that's gonna happen to any rule set.
That is
though.
true. That's fair. That's fair.
It's
But I am very
it's
curious
like,
to see what rules light means for them.
it's our joke of simplified but not simple,
Oh my god.
less rerolls, etc.
I hate when they say that. There's a bunch of like very famous quotes that Games Workshop made at the beginning of the current edition of 40K that are just like such bullshit.
I think that there is a move right now into simplification of games in general, or towards people wanting these kind of more rules lighty type things. And I think it is entirely the fault of Magic the Gathering, but that's another matter.
Damn, fucking wasn't even in the conversation. Wizards of the Coast still catching strays. Honestly, deserve.
As they
Yeah.
should.
Wizards of the Coast catching deserving strays.
Yeah, but I think that we're getting all this rules light because that's the in vogue thing right now.
That is true. Hey, Kids on Bikes, highly recommend if you haven't tried it. Very rules light, very fun. Okay. Anyway, moving on. I assume you guys are trying to head farther in.
Yes, I think we need to find some kind of. Excuse me. I think we need to find some kind of terminal. See if we can figure
Okay.
out where the detention blocks and stuff are. We need to at least figure out our way around, and figure out where the back routes are. I'd rather stay away from the main thoroughfares. We stand out like a sore thumb.
I think what we need to find is a map.
Yes,
I don't know.
Okay.
Captain, you really think the back rooms are such a good idea?
Oh no, straight to the back rooms, baby.
Out of character, I'm missing some context here.
We simply don't have time to fill you in on the lore of the back rooms
Yeah,
right now.
no, that one is.
We simply have to press forward.
So I guess that kind of
Noted.
works in character. It's like,
Yeah, in
it's like,
character. Sean's like, what?
Yeah, Captain, I've read about the back rooms on like the net. You get lost back there. You ain't coming back out.
That's so. I love the idea that the back rooms are like canon in the Pact Worlds. It's fucking incredible.
I'm
Anyway,
deeply confused.
Yeah,
I
but
would
Press
say-
on.
I think
Go ahead.
chances are there's probably a map somewhere that we can just find on some wall or something. Because who would be dumb enough to invade the Arcidux's ship?
Anyway, let's see. Let's go check. All right, go ahead and we're gonna make this a group stealth check. It's basically the two best of you determine this success.
Before we make this roll, I want to say, Nix, you fucking called it. I'm glad I took your advice.
What was the advice?
But so I leveled up my int when we hit level 15, and I put a huge chunk of the extra skill points into stealth.
I think that's such a good call. I mean, just in that, like, you're going up against like, you guys are getting real strong. We're going up against like Empire level threats now. Being able to sneak around sometimes is very healthy for your long term goals.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so yeah, hit me with them stealth checks.
And it pays off immediately.
God damn, 45. Okay, so honestly, 22 with the 2 on the dice is still crazy. I didn't realize you rolled a 2 at first. All right, so in the next section we're going to do a little bit of theater of the mind here, just so I don't make maps of the entire fucking Star Fortress.
How dare you, Ben?
This first section you guys are headed through, I've rolled some stuff ahead of time, and god damn it, I have too much hobby stuff spread around me right now because I've been doing a lot of various hobby projects, and some of it is over on top of my dice. There we go. Okay. I am going to oppose your guys' roll now. Shaw, you're the lower of the 2 top ones. I'm going to roll 2 dice. One is for, like, passive security features in here. It's like maybe there's cameras, maybe there's sensors. Stuff
Okay.
that unless the guard is, like, actively looking at that screen at this time, like, they're not going to see you. That's one dice. The other d20 is going to be for the beings in the section that you're in. And in this first section of hallways, you guys exit out. You all are in a section with some Brachim, who you guys have seen some of them before. Neither they nor the internal security features see you. You guys remember Brachim are one of the like subservient races to the Aslanti in their empire. These guys.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen a couple of them here in the Dram system.
Also, I think just in case we didn't say it, I think we keep the dudes, the high guards, communications with us, so we might be able to tell if we've been rumbled.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's fair. All right. Give me a perception check as you are going around. Okay. You see there are a fair amount of these Brachim around, engaging in various like maintenance tasks. They are very like tall and gangly, like usually like 7.5 feet tall. They're like reaching up into like higher ductwork, keeping this place functioning. You see, you guys are in a very like sterile section of the ship. Not in terms of like medical sterile, but just like it's very militarized. Down on the decks you're on right now, a lot of just like plain metal, various like bulkhead doors going around. With this successful stealth check, you are able to make it far enough into this section that while you don't see a like you are here mall style map, you do see what seems to be like a maintenance terminal. Presumably, if the Aslanti are like most other races, this is a terminal with probably varying levels of access depending on who's using it, but designed to like see nearby systems and stuff around the ship. If you would like, Refine, you can try to make a computer's check to hack into it.
Before I do this, do we have written somewhere whether I still have my uses for today of the eyes, and if so, what the numbers were?
I believe you haven't used them. I didn't write down what your numbers were.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you didn't write them down either, I would say we'll say you.
I can find them.
Okay. If you end up not finding them, we can just reroll them.
Yeah, I'm 95% certain we didn't use them last fight because, like, well, we were doing pretty well.
I'm pretty sure they were 6 and 17, but
Do you recall one being a low number?
I know at least one was a single digit. All right. Well, presumably, if you're not using one,
my notes up.
you can still use a computer check either way. Unless were you hoping to like bank one of the high ones on this check? Was that the goal?
I was hoping that in case I get another nat 1, I have a high one. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. What are we looking for here? Reign of Ages. Okay.
Reign of Ages.
Okay. It does look like it was 6 and 17.
Okay. Perfect. All right. We got it.
Okay. $41.
Okay. So the first thing is that you now have the name of this star palace. It is known as the Sage Redoubt. Something that is more easily translated as it is referenced a lot of times. You have successfully hacked through their defenses. I'm going to need a society or intelligence check to try to divine as much meaning as you can out of this language you don't speak. Sorry, culture on society. That's the other system.
39.
Pretty good. Firstly, you would realize that the Sage Redoubt is not sage, as in like, like calm, wise, and all that stuff. Sage is in like a pun of green, like a type of green.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, like a shade of green. In terms of the info you're getting out of there on a 41 paired with the 39 to decipher the language. First thing is, you can pull this to your data pad like a general map. Of the Star Palace.
I don't have a data pad, so I'll send it to Shaw's.
Okay. The Star Palace, I mean, firstly, as you look through it, as you kind of already knew, is very much like a luxury vessel. I think you guys had learned last time that, like, you need special dispensation to have one of these. Like, even if you were really rich, let's say merchant in the Empire, you couldn't just be like, build me a Star Palace. They need to have, like, permission for it. That being said, this one is not only very luxurious, it is also reasonably well defended. Like, this is not a military installation entirely, but it does have enough weaponry that it could fend off several starships attacking it at once. You would get some of the pedigree of this ship. It was awarded, and you've heard them kind of mentioned in passing, but it was awarded by the Imperators, which you guys will know, if this is to be believed, that the Empire, it's not like one emperor. There are twins currently leading it. Which I don't know if you guys had actually learned that yet. I don't think you did. You just heard the Imperators mentioned in passing.
No, they were mentioned. I think it was.
We knew.
Yeah, we knew.
Yeah.
I think Tryson told us.
A little extra thing for you is it's like it's it's like almost like a show dog pedigree. Like, it's telling you all these fun facts about it. Like, this is how wealthy and important I am. You see that it was awarded by them, and you see their names: Yorian and Euridella Ixamander. These are the twin star Imperators currently in charge of the Empire.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Ben. From what Tryson told us, these Imperators were significantly more militaristic than their predecessors?
Yes. So the previous ones, they were still... The government of Aslan has always been pretty xenophobic, and at least a little expansionist. These twins did take power in a, like, bloody struggle, pretty much like a coup. And you at least know that, like, hard to say how much more militaristic they are, but in terms of the dates lining up, you would know that it wasn't until after the Twin Imperators were in power that the Aslanti-Vesperian War happened.
Good to know. Shaw looks over it. It occurs to me that perhaps having something like Project Prescience is also, in addition to being a useful battlefield tool, a good way to keep yourself from being cooed if you have yourself gotten the power on a coup.
I hate being cooed.
I think that's true, but I'm not sure how fully accurate it is, because, well, the coups are often very fast, right? I mean, sometimes they drag out, but often it's kind of sudden, you know?
And you're also counting on the people manning the system as well.
Yeah.
Exactly. In worst case scenario, the people doing the coup announce they've won the coup and are doing cleanup, and it arrives at the destination before the coup begins.
Shaw blinks twice at that one.
Just smoke from the ears.
Shaw's not dumb. His int's up to 12
No,
now, but
he is
he's
pretty
just like. But it's also that's gotten to the point of like, oh dear, that's that I didn't think of that thought through.
Yeah, I think in very much kind of the Shaw refined disparity, Shaw is very much thinking about this as like a military tool, I think. I could be wrong on
Makes
that.
sense. No, makes sense. Very much makes sense.
Refine is very much thinking about this as like, okay, what is the most absolutely fucky thing you could do with this technology?
How can I violate the laws of physics today? How can
Exactly,
I make them,
exactly.
How can I make them the suggestions of time and space?
Yes, exactly.
Also, I'm gonna say in determining this pedigree, I am going to show you guys a picture from when this palace was gifted to them. This, if you download it, might be worth something to people, because you download a full picture capture of the imperators during this declaration. Upon
Hey, that is
the
some sick.
Aeon throne itself.
That is some sick art for starters.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, I guess Yo sort of looks at that. It's like, man, if I had this on my wall, ooh, man, I could imagine just shooting up the ranks of the consortium.
Snag a copy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we
Useful
can
to
snag a
somebody.
copy. It doesn't look like they're on the best terms. I'm gonna be honest.
Give me a you know what? Honestly, give me a sense motive check. Catch the vibes of this photo.
Yeah. Refine can do this.
How the fuck did I get
God damn it. Not our
Alright,
sense motive
17?
person.
17?
Well, yeah, I think Yo sees that, and they're just once again they're just thinking of like the fame and the just like the fame and the riches of having something like this, and that's all they're thinking about.
Whereas the non-people people.
I think Shaw gets like the barest like inkling of like, okay, maybe they're not like best friends of siblings. I think Yo isn't even thinking about the picture, and I think Refine looking at it as like, that is the expression people make when they're not trying to be very emotional, but also they're standing near each other, and that's a sign of affection. So Refine's I think Refine's like, maybe?
I think Refine thinks maybe, and it's like, I wonder why only one of them's wearing a crown. That is a very cool throne with a lot of Aeon stones in it, and is suddenly way more interested in the actual throne than the people on it.
Oh yeah, you know that throne's doing numbers on the magic scale.
Yep.
You cast detect magic in that room, you're just going blind.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's absolutely like a unique artifact level item for sure. Anyway, continuing on with information we're getting here. You got the general layout. I think you have enough of the layout to like know where various sections are. There's like a brig, there are barracks, there are chambers isn't really the right word, but like the royal suite, as it were. And judging by this, the royal suite is like the Arcidux's own personal chambers, a throne room, a like open air park with like full trees and an arboretum?
Arboretum.
There we go. Shit like that. Like, it's big.
You said it was like gargantuan size.
Oh,
humongous,
it's
right?
really big. This is like closer. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's like battleship sized, right?
Yes, absolutely. You know when you guys went to the like Callistocrat station in Fly Free or Die?
Mm-hmm.
Like comparable size, maybe a bit bigger, and like a little
Oh,
bit
to
more.
the station.
Yes.
All right.
To the station.
Ooh.
This is like a
All right.
floating space station, like not a like ostensibly yes a ship. It has engines and can move through space in the drift, but it is like a platform from which the Arsadux like rules this whole system, the whole Dram system.
Gotcha. So it's one of the, I think they call them a base ship, like one of the super colossal ones, something like that.
So like brig, the Royal Suites, engineering. There's a bridge. It seems like there is a, like as well as engineering, there is like a science bay, like a research bay. Docks and storage.
I think the brig and the research lab are priorities. We can get. I think we need to get Rin first, and then see about getting the information out.
Getting Rin first is best because I think it's going to get a lot worse if we do stuff in the research bay. I think they're going to be much more concerned.
I will
Absolutely.
say, also, on these notes, you realize part of the like barracks and like it is ostensibly where the barracks meet storage. They're kind of close to each other. The Star Fortress has the ability to deploy 2 mechs from kind of like orbit to land. The first one you would assume is one you've already seen. It is an Aeon Striker. Had like big fists and seemed to have teleportation technology. It seems they also have, apart from the Aeon Striker, they have something called an Imperator Pinion. This one, still extremely big. Basically a giant green mech, round domed helmet, holding a broadsword the size of like a fucking city block. Yeah, so his ability to kind of has like underslung mechs in this fucking place. Alright, that's a lot of the general stuff here. And is there anything else specific you're looking for, you think, in this area? Or like in the system, I mean?
Problem is, I feel like any of these things we'd be looking for, like prisoner manifests, or sorry, I'm speaking out of character right now. Like prison manifests or scientific data wouldn't be on this terminal, and trying to access it from here would be more likely to trigger an alarm. I'll look to refine and I think brig first, see if we can't get Rin out, and whoever else might be able to help us.
Sounds good to me, Captain. Get more folks to join.
You sure it gives us a
join the
basic
party.
rudimentary layout?
How do you like what? Well, I guess like what other kinds of details are you looking for? Like it doesn't have like label what every single room is, but it's like a blueprint.
No. That's fine. I would like to know which of these room categories are near which room categories.
Okay.
Which general areas are
adjacent? If the brig is underneath the Arsadux's personal chamber, right? His bedroom.
It's just in the Arboretum.
Then that's going to be a very different situation.
What do you mean? That's fine.
You know?
Don't worry about that. Okay, so I should have drawn a fucking hand-drawn a shit for this. Hold on, let me go through my notes and be more correct here. Okay. So, first things first, the brig is closer to what I would call the barracks. Barracks is like a bit of a...
One sec.
Barracks is a bit of a catch-all, because the barracks includes, like, places for, like, the actual soldiery and military personnel to, like, rest and recuperate, as well as, like, robot storage, like, battle robot storage, various, like, vehicles that have been stored here, like land vehicles, basically any, like, military stuff you would think, that I know you saw those, like, tanks when you were down on planet side, stuff like that. Basically anything that's not, how to say it?
The mechs?
Not the mechs, and not any, like, starship stuff. Like, not even, like, the fighters or anything. Like, no void craft are in the
And it's not the crew quarters, it's not the quarters for the ship's crew?
No, I would say the crew. I think you get the sense like a lot of the crew, like there are probably Aslanti crew. Yes, a lot of them are probably species that have like sworn allegiance. But the crew does have like separate bunking arrangements to the military personnel. The royal suite. If you divide this place like from top to bottom into its decks, the royal suite is like most of the top deck of the Star Palace. Like, it's pretty much the width of the place with various, like, rooms and ballrooms and the arboretum, all that stuff. It's like a very large section at the top.
Ben, your voice got very posh there for a second.
I mean, it's gotta be. Then I would say the bridge is kind of directly below that. Obviously not as big, like there are other rooms on that next floor, but the bridge is kind of like central in the ship. They do that thing. I will never forget, there's a part in one of the Halo novels where the Covenant is basically pointing out that human ship design sucks ass because they have the bridge at the fucking front of the ship with like a huge armor glass window to like easily just take out the command and control, whereas the Covenant keep it like in a like locked metal sphere in the middle of the ship at its most highly defended point. That's more the vibe here. Then kind of anything below that is a lot more of like the engineering and like science-based stuff is below that, and then it's all like barracks, crew quarters, storage. And like the very bottom levels are mostly like the docks and stuff like that. Docks and storage, I would say. A lot of hangars and stuff.
Literally in the belly of the beast.
Yes, correct. Does that answer the questions you're going for?
Nix.
Nix.
So something like
Are you just drawing what I'm saying? Stop saying it.
this.
Oh, did you put it in the chat? Hold on. Oh, it's fucking sideways. Let me turn my head.
That's not side. Oh yeah, it is sideways.
Hold on. Let me rotate.
Enhance.
It's fucking with my brain that top is at the bottom, but yes, you got it.
Okay, that makes more sense to my brain because we are starting at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
So
I can appreciate that logic.
Effectively delving towards the top.
Yes. My first immediate thought was to tell you that you were in fact very wrong because you had the brig at the top, and then I was like, wait, no, what's that word above brig? Oh, it says bottom. Never mind. She's actually got it completely correct. That's on me. Okay, fair enough. But yes, that is correct.
Okay, cool.
So where are you trying to head to first?
Well, the brig is closer to where we're at. And I think trying to see if we can't get Rin out is a good place to start. And seeing who else is down there.
Yeah. And you can see at the thought of that, even with their mask on, you can see Yo grinning and like, and hey, think of it this way, Captain. Jailbreak's going to cause one hell of a distraction.
That's true.
Ooh, hell yeah. Alright, so
Never mind. We should not go to the brig first.
Why? You don't want a distraction?
Okay. The mech came from here.
Yes. Well,
Which means
I mean, maybe.
Likely.
Probably.
There's almost certainly a Project Prescience system on board.
Good call.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing we want is to cause a commotion and them to immediately send out a message that
Yeah.
arrives early. I
yeah.
think our first port of call should be ensuring that they can't do that.
Yeah, this is causing.
I'm not saying
this
we
is causing
steal the
exactly the
research.
stress I wanted it to.
I'm not saying we steal the research first,
We need to figure out if we can
but we need
disable
to figure out a way
the
to at
relay.
least stop that signal from going off.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And there's also one other idea that we could throw out there, which is to try and get Sero to start something that will call the mechs down.
Oh, that's so risky.
But that would almost certainly go really badly for him.
Yeah. Yes. Well, and also,
Hey, Sarah,
correct me,
we
Ben,
want you to do a distraction to make them deploy two of their most insane military assets in conjunction with each other.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Ben. But they'd have a hard time using the mechs on board the ship, right?
Oh, 100%. You think, like, they can't, basically. Like, there are
okay.
presumably, like, 2 docked rooms, like, where they... You know what? I'll say you got high enough to do this, because also I just want to tell you, because I think it's cool. One of the mechs, the teleportation one, can just, like, do a hop down to the planet. It usually can't, do it that far, but it's like a controlled system. Let's do like that length of teleportation. The other one has like special lifter engines attached to it that like bring it down from orbit. But they're both like set in those hangars to be deployed.
Didn't Scythe blow up one of the mechs?
Maybe.
Having a good day at least.
Okay.
It was one of the teleporty ones, and it was real close to the epicenter.
Also, if it did teleport away, teleport wasn't exactly going everything's way.
You're not wrong.
So it could be that, we accidentally gave, what's his name? Another mech. Unlikely, but possible.
Wait, do you mean Sarah?
No, not Sarah, not Sarah. The guy who blew up Facindus 1, Karachi Station.
Oh, you think you actually gave him one?
I think it would be
Jermaine.
funny. I think it's unlikely, but I think it would be
It'd be
really
funnier.
funny.
It'd be even funnier
Tremaine,
still
like
if it-
a full star system away. Like, yo, where'd this mech come from?
Yeah, exactly.
Or it just gets smeared on the front of his ship.
Oh, is the spider you were asking about the one that you saw the councilman wearing over his eye? Okay.
Yeah. Refine has had no opportunity to ask someone what that is, and doesn't
Without
really want
revealing
admit
to your
that he was
allies to be like, hey, I was...
spying on the council member.
Hey, what's that thing one of your council members was wearing? Where did you see that?
It is the first question Refine is going to ask when an opportunity comes up. Because
Refine's
it has been bugging
waiting for this
He-
FaceTime call. That's so good. Okay. Okay. So with all that in mind, you're trying to get down to what? The Science Bay then? Is that your first port of call? Or not? Hello?
That seems
I mean,
like
I'm not sure. I think that's maybe an option, but also I think it's up to, not down to.
Sorry, yeah, your diagram's fucking me up, bro.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry that you didn't make a diagram, so I had to, and now you're stuck using my diagram.
Man, we're really seeing the differences in Nixon IDM style right now. Honestly, thank God she can pick up my pieces. Okay. Excellent. Up to you guys. Look, you guys are deep in enemy territory. I'm not going to tell you there's any right answer necessarily. Oh, excuse me. I don't know. Any thoughts from Shaw? What do you think?
Sorry, I had to step away for a second.
Oh, you're good.
I think Shaw's mind is there any place on board that looks like communications? Some place that might house the kind of a system?
Another place that could house what type of system? The prescient system.
Communications.
Um,
Since
I
I think to Shaw's
most communication stuff would probably be on like the bridge level.
The worry though is that like I don't think they would put it in the bridge because we know that it makes everyone around it really nauseous.
I mean, the only
When it
like
goes off.
physical version you guys have seen is like, yeah, that clearly wasn't done, and it was like deep in a fucking science facility or a factory.
So I'm not sure it would be on the bridge. Right?
Maybe we do start science then, and then see if there's records about if the system is being tested on board, because it is pretty clearly still under development.
Yeah.
We don't. It.
The concern I have is they're hiding it amongst the trees.
I'm not sure I follow.
Well, they have a large area with an arboretum, which few people on board have access to because it's in the Arcidux's chambers.
We're gonna have to make it.
If you want it out of the way, somewhere where you could say to the Arcidux, hey, we're going to send this off, we need you to not be there for a bit. I mean, an Arcidux might not be happy about that, so maybe they wouldn't put it there, but I'm just saying, if it were my ship, and I had a place where few people were allowed, and people would rarely go, that would be my choice of where to hide the secret project.
Yeah, the problem is that, in my experience, most highfalutin folks generally don't enjoy having those kinds of things inside, especially in their private sanctuaries. They tend to put form over function. They're not as practical minded as you and I are typically.
That's true. Ben, looking at the map, are there any places where it looks like there should be a room but conspicuously isn't, or there should be a label for a room but conspicuously isn't?
Interesting. I feel like this might just be a straight int check, because you're combining a lot of types of knowledge here, like computer knowledge, cultural knowledge, engineering knowledge of just like where would you place stuff if you had to build a palace, a star palace. So I'm gonna say straight int, which is kind of just, we're distilling all your skills here.
I'm gonna give myself my 17 for a 25.
Nice. 25 is a clean looking number. I think you see on these blueprints that the science wing on the engineering science floor does not seem to go as far as it should. There's a lot of space between what looks to be the final science room and the outer hall.
Okay.
So kind of like if you're looking at your diagram, there is suspicious lack of stuff to the right of where you wrote science.
Okay. All right.
Nice call. I think then that's our first stop then.
All right. I'm gonna say, you guys get that information. You have your first destination you want to go to. We're making a plan here. So, I'm gonna say we're gonna first thing first. We're gonna do another stealth check. The farther you get in and closer to like the brigs and military stuff, the population of what you're seeing here is gonna start changing. So everyone, give me a group stealth check. Okay, we got 31, 34. So far, bottom score is a 31. Bottom score is 34. Okay. Let me just pull up. As you get farther in, pull up this data sheet. Again, we're going to go with passive sensors. And you begin to see a different class of robot than you've seen Aslant use so far. Like, not their Stellar Scouts or various Sickle models. But you see roaming mostly in singles, sometimes in pairs. You begin to see patrol class security bots. Alright, our number to beat is a 34. I'll tell you right now, the passive camera systems don't do it. The patrol bot is going to come shy with a 32. You see a couple of them like panning their like singular lens helm around as you guys like move cover to cover, bulkhead to bulkhead. Kind of swiveling. It seems like they're looking one way. Their shoulder mounted weapon is almost like tracking around of its own volition. But they do not seem to catch sight of you as you guys make it fully into the floor, like the barracks and the brig. As you continue to move forward, conscious of how deep you're getting into enemy territory, go ahead and give me perception checks again. Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, baby. Alright. On the 30s, the 31 to the 33 there, you guys hear a lot of noises kind of going on. Firstly, you see as you get away from the outer hull, it's less like hazard stripe chic and like, you know, bare bulkheads. There are starting to be kind of like militaristic like propaganda posters and shit like that. As you look around, stuff that like presumably is encouraging the Aslanti to be like brave and loyal and glory to the Empire and all that. You hear distant shooting, which takes you aback at first, and you realize that it sounds like they're doing like training drills on maybe like a holodeck, maybe just like an actual range. Hard to say without going to investigate farther. On a nat 20, Shaw, I think from in the direction of what would be more the brig side of things, less the barrack side of things, you hear the faint sounds of screaming. I'm gonna say give me a life science check, as you're the only one that hears it right now.
Alright. Considering I'm 11 plus 3, I'll take it.
On an 18, it occurs to you that, like, it does sound kind of human. You do also hear tones of, don't know what they are, but it sounds like humans and others are in pain in the brig section.
The other two of you see Shaw bristle at that, and like you just see like the spines around his neck and stuff kind of like ruffle slightly. They're torturing folks in that brig.
Was that not an expectation?
Doesn't mean I have to like it.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Let's move quick.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys continue deeper. Things are getting a little bit more at risk here, so I'm going to say even before you clear this deck entirely, you're going to make another stealth check. Ooh, Shaw dropping the ball on that one, but Yo picking it up with a 39. It's refined comfortably in the first every time. It's fine.
Yeah, you know, I've. The truth is, stealth is my best skill. What can I say? It's close, but it is my best skill.
Honestly, fair.
Well, it's like for Yo, stealth is more of like a secondary thing. For them, with their like here, it's more of like their method of infiltration is more of like like social in disguise, with stealth as being more of a backup thing.
Valid.
The Danny Ocean approach.
Alright, let's get some rolls here. Adding a third d20 for me. Got passive sensors. We have patrol class security bots. And give me one sec. You guys also ignore the Gulta name. I'm taking some art, admittedly, from other Aeon-based lore and books because I'm taking all I can get, baby. But another group you're gonna have to avoid as you weave between barracks and brig, kind of routing that fine middle line as you try to get to the next deck. You see Aeon prison guards. Seem to have a little bit more ornate armor. All equipped with shock weaponry. Clearly stuff that it is designed to... It could kill, but mostly incapacitate. You do see that unlike the bots or various other individuals you might have passed in the hallway, the seems to be all the prison guards of this rank are Aslanti. They have like the glowing eyes that most of them seem to be born with. There's a slight tint to all of them.
I think seeing that, I think you'll be like, "Hey, Captain, I think somebody's got their leftover cosplay from the Ren Fair."
See one of them like look
chuckles a
around,
bit.
like his friend's like, "What's up?" He's like, "I thought I heard someone making fun of our gear." He's like, "You always think that. Why are you being so self-conscious?" He's like, He's like, "Do you like the gear?" And he's like, "It's fine." He's like, "It's fine. It's good." And he's like, "All right, let's keep patrolling." He just like goes by the other guy, having thoughts on their prison wardrobe. All right. Having avoided intensifying digital security, as well as multiple kinds of patrolling units here, you guys begin to descend through some of the sub-levels, starting to get past the military barracks, the robotic foundries, not foundries, like more like, they're not making new robots, so where they upkeep them. As well
Workshops.
as workshops, thank you. That's a much better word for it. You all begin to enter the levels of engineering and the science wing. And you can see there's like, you're kind of in the middle of them. As you move from hallway to hallway, door to door to avoid patrols, and we will make another check here in a second, you can see there is certainly more of a divide in aesthetic on this floor. A lot of the engineering rooms, if you went closer to engineering, seem to be a bit less clean, a bit more like engine grease around. Clearly very capable engineers here, but it has more of that like hazard stripe aesthetic that the hangars do. Whereas the science stuff, when I described things as clinical earlier in the levels, after you exited the hangar, as clinical, just being like bare, this shit looks like actually clinical. It's got like white metallic or enamel walls, a lot of blue lights. You see some violet lights that you think might be to like discourage the growth of viruses and bacteria. As you see more of the science wing, and you begin to almost use that as a compass point to go toward that side of things rather than towards engineering. And I think with that in mind, let's take a quick bathroom break here. We're going for about an hour and 20. We'll come back after that.
Cool.
So you guys plot your next move. Cool. Okay, oh, my camera got knocked asunder. There we go. Okay. Alright. You guys made it past those prison guards and robots and sensors. And you're making your way into the science level. Give me one more stealth check, and I'm going to bring us to a lab. Or perhaps more accurately, a series of labs.
Oh dear. Oh, that's bad.
Well, we got 30, 26.
Okay, good. I
She
found
got a
it.
53.
Where?
Oh, she hasn't rolled yet.
I'll say I don't
I was
think
looking at her
your
last.
signs are rolled yet.
No, sorry.
I'm
I was trying to open my sheet and I accidentally got it hidden under my taskbar,
Okay.
so I had to fetch it.
Oh boy, I don't love that.
Alright. So, let's make some rolls here. Alright, miraculously, you are sneaking through stuff here. Okay. I am going to have you guys coming through a door quietly. Luckily, the scientists are deep at work right now. Let me get... Where... Sorry, give me one sec. There we go. I'm gonna bring you guys over in a sec. Oh, come on, light settings. You can do better than that. Is it just gonna make me redo fucking vision for you guys every time? What the heck?
In which direction are we heading to try and find the missing space?
We're gonna kind of go through a series of rooms here, so don't worry so much about direction, but you're going the right way. Basically east. Can everyone see?
Okay. I can see.
I can see.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright. In this first room, you do see these like big metallic rings are the focus of the chamber. There are catwalks kind of running up behind them over here. You see a small, like, single occupant vehicle rests, almost like an escape pod here. You see that the two scientists in the middle are kind of like going over a computer console with these, looks like a little ship, these little circles, and conveyor belts. If everyone wants to give me a either engineering or Arcana check, really, here, to figure this out.
I tried, I'm sorry.
Oh, hello.
Nice.
Yo, I'm gonna say on a nat 20, you recognize this not because of your great knowledge of engineering or arcane practices, but because the Aspis Consortium has been working on similar things. This looks to be an attempt at some sort of teleportation technology, but one that mixes not just drift tech, but the capability to use different planes, such as the ethereal, to move things around.
Yeah. Yo nods, and she'll sort of like mention this to you too. It's like, yeah, I remember Lupin actually told me about how, like, he'd be fantasizing about, like, just think about it, right? You could get like these little like sticky things, right? It's like you get in somewhere, just pop a few of these on here, and they snap their fingers, and it's just like boom, and you just got it. It's amazing.
What do you guys do? I mean, it seems like there are just scientists here. Do you guys do anything, or are you just trying to kind of creep by down the hall?
If there's any kind of, I think we keep moving. Generally speaking, I think we the not drawing attention till the last possible second is, I think, preferable.
Yeah, I think Refine's just taking notes, but is definitely in the category of not trying to get involved.
Yeah, we don't want to interact with anyone unless we absolutely have to.
So pictures and notes, that's about what's going on Refine's end.
If we find an opportunity to see like an unattended terminal or something, then maybe, but like otherwise I think we just keep moving
All right.
towards the void and the plans.
That was a stealth check to creep by those guys. You move down behind their task, heading for the halls here. You continue on into 2 minute things out. There we go. You continue on into kind of like chamber after chamber of scientific inquiry. And you are looking, admittedly, for somewhere that appears to be unattended. It takes you a couple of like looking through a couple of doors to find it, but I'm gonna drag you guys over as you find yourself in another Aslanti research chamber. A single high-tech cylindrical device takes up the majority of this lab, powered by a small reactor set against the eastern wall. A set of steps leads up to an opening in the cylinder, which looks like it holds seats for several humanoids. You see a plastic door in the western wall, just beyond a staircase leading farther down. Give me a perception check in here. Are fine as well. All right. You guys do indeed find a terminal that you could try to hack into here, but perhaps more interestingly, you see that there is a bathroom over here. No, I'm just kidding. There is a bathroom there, but that's unrelated. On the 40 Refine, you look and see that there are seats in this vehicle, there is also a glass tank at the end, like a cylindrical tank that is currently empty. But even though it's smaller than the ones you saw at the robotics factory, it does seem to be a similar type of tank to what you saw those prescience crystals in. You could try a engineering check on this refine. Shaw, perhaps a piloting check would be more appropriate.
All right. 4 on the die.
How much easier do I think piloting is than engineering?
Hard to say. To quantify here. I was kind of just
All right,
giving
what
it
do
to
you
Shaw
guys-
because this is more up his wheelhouse.
Fair enough. I'll go engineering then, because I've got 6 higher engineering than piloting.
Okay. Hard to know exactly what's going on here, but I think between the two of you, you would determine that this is. Do you guys know what the Vomit Comet is at NASA?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You would think this is kind of a similar device. This is a device designed to mimic the strain that faster than light travel might place upon a starship and its crew.
Faster than light, but non-drift travel.
Non-drift, yes. Which you know is that's exceedingly dangerous shit going on.
Interesting.
You do see the screen, and I will say you see that the screens here. You could try to hack here, or you see. It seems like a lot of the cabling for the data stuff is being sent down those stairs that I described. If you would like to go down them. To be clear, the stairs don't necessarily go in the same direction as you're going east. The stairs go to probably not like the next major level, but a sub-level, perhaps. Could just be an adjacent chamber to this room.
Do I? I look fine. What do you think? If there's a mainframe or something down there.
I mean,
I think maybe we just. Do you think we just?
I
keep
think we
going?
have a goal here, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think we should note that they're trying to figure out faster than light physical travel without the drift as well. You know?
Okay.
Do I get any sense on that 39 if this is recent construction or old construction? Like, can I figure out if it's like, oh shit, the drift's not working, we have to figure out how to do this without the drift? Or is this like...
Gotcha, okay.
We've been planning for a while.
With that very intentional question you're asking, hard to say, time in this highly polished environment here, but I think you would at least know, this had to have been stuff that was put together pre-crash.
Okay.
So
What
do
do
you
we
want
think?
to try to head down to where the data is going, or continue on to your next destination?
That's up to you all.
I think we continue on. Like I said, this is interesting, but unless we have we'll make a note of it and come back if we can. But darn it, Ben, out of here! Darn it, Ben.
Refine is naturally always on the desire of learn more, but for that very reason, like, we'll always defer the decision making.
All right. In that case, I'm gonna need a.
Well, hang on.
Go ahead.
Do I hear anything coming from down there? Can I make another
Give me
perception
a
check?
perception check.
Probably not.
I mean, it's hard. There's a lot of whirring of machinery in this place. I mean, there's like a mini reactor right here keeping things powered.
Mhm.
It's not easy to hear over that.
Let's keep moving, because if we get rumbled and they activate the system, we're hosed. But let's try and see if we can't stop here on the way back through. Provided we're successful, of course. Because I privately, I'm refined if this was done before the drift crash.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking
More-
it.
Now I'm curious too. But let's stick to our main job. If we get caught and they trigger the alert,
I agree.
we're hosed.
We have more time if we can disable that.
I'm trying to like catch up on notes. I feel like I've not been typing up enough notes as I'm doing today. But that's what VODs are for. Okay, you guys continue our way. Give me a stealth check.
I can't imagine going to the VODs to try and patch up my notes.
Well, I got news for you. I do it a lot.
When my notes are bad, they're just bad.
There we go.
All right. The lowest this time is a 31. Okay.
Considering the highest I can get's a 36, I can live with that.
So, here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna see some stuff. Someone is gonna notice you, and you'll have to make some decisions. As you creep down this hallway over here. You see the doors open to a larger lab, multiple catwalks around it, 9 scientists currently at work in here. They are all huddled around a currently glowing blue polyhedral shape that seems to be resonating various different colored and like incandescently bright energies. It does bear some resemblance to what is on the Emerald Domain. Although obviously of a smaller scale. Although even here, this is some 7-8 feet across in every direction. I'm going to let you guys each... I'm going to leave this up to you. I'm going to let each of you guys pick. You guys can each make one check of your choice. One skill check upon entering this room before one of... And this is kind of just a scale issue. There's 9 people in here. One of the 9 noticing you.
You said only one of the 9 notices us?
Yes, but first, let's all do the checks. And then we'll figure out what to do with that information. So what checks would you guys like to do?
I think the best I have that's applicable to this situation is perception, seeing if I can see anything that looks like an alarm, something that I can try and quickly disable before any of them touch it.
I think for Yo in this situation, let's see here. If there's like anything that I might be able to, of course, like hide or take cover behind, I could use acrobatics just so that they see they might be noticed. They just act quickly, just sort of like duck behind cover before they get noticed.
Alright, so you're gonna make a check to dive behind cover. Shaw, you're making a perception check, see if there's any alarm buttons. Refine, what is your check?
I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm thinking. Because there's what's the best check versus what is Refine most likely to do.
It's an interesting question.
And I'm not sure which one I should go for here. Huh. Okay, I have a really funny idea. I'm not sure if it's what I should do. Oh god. That would be so fun. Okay, now I'm stuck between 3 options.
Do you want to hit me with the options?
All right, well, one of the options is try and figure out like anything possible about this crystal and how it operates.
Okay. Not bad.
Another option is just to throw an instant aquarium onto the thing and hit all the scientists as well.
Okay. I would say that can be the action you interact with the scientists upon the realization. You do. This is just a skill check to start.
That's the funny option.
I'm saying you could still do that after a skill check.
Yeah.
Or what's the other option?
The other option is take a picture, which I think is probably the best option.
I'd say you could do that without a skill check, even.
Okay, sure.
Or I
Then
guess I'll say
take
I'll
a
give
pic-
you. God, what skill check would I give you for this? Because I feel like it is a little like you're trying to get a good picture. I'm gonna say a sleight of hand.
Okay, so that would be a skill check then.
Yeah, that one will be. It'll be a skill check.
My sleight of hand's not great. If I got a good picture, could I analyze that later to try and figure out if this thing is more
Sure.
Or like how this thing works and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Or would I need to make that check now?
No, I think you could just do that. Like you can like.
All right,
take
we'll
the
go
picture
with
now,
we'll
let's
go
say.
with the sleight of hand check then.
Okay.
I only have plus 20 to this, so it's not great, but
I think you lean out and get a pretty clear picture of the scene.
cool.
All right, now we're gonna do perception from Shaw. Shaw. So Yo, I'm gonna say you can tumble like. So this square. See, there's stairs on either side of you that lead up to the platform. You're kind of tucking yourself between those. So you do have a little bit of like height difference from them for cover. Shaw, presumably there's an alarm button on the main console over here. All
Guess
right.
being a skinny twink has its uses.
It does. Now we're gonna do a. I don't think we need to pull up the initiative order because it's gonna be a very one-note thing here. I'm gonna each of you give me an initiative roll, and I'm gonna roll 1 for the scientist who saw you. Oops, that was 2 dice. There we go. Okay, Yo has a chance to do something. Then Shaw, then Refine, then the scientist.
Okay.
He rolled a 2 on his dice.
Oh, thank God.
What are you thinking? I'll say at this point, like, this guy's not a trained combat scientist. Like, I don't think he has sense of you guys saw. Like, you saw that he has seen you. Like, this is... Yeah, I don't know why I felt the need to add more to that statement. It's pretty clear. I was like struggling to say the next thing. I was like, what the fuck else do I need? They saw it. That's it. That is in fact all the info available. I mean, hey, you are deep in enemy territory. Who's to say you shouldn't just slot him? End this dude's life. What do you think?
No, don't go putting those murder hobo ideas in my head, okay?
What do you guys think you would do? That?
I see what you're trying to do.
Tricky.
Yeah.
Got cover on the line here.
All right. I guess right here. All right. Does you'll remember Vice, like the Vice Lupin gave them, said like, you know, if you best way to fit in is just act like you belong. So I guess Yo just sort of say where they
Shaw
are.
still has to do his action still. Or no, Yo's first. What are we talking about? Yeah, go ahead, Yo. I'm an idiot.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, Yo like here and just sort of where they are, and they'll take like their four hands and just sort of look like they're just sort of like feeling like over the here, sort of like they're inspecting the the architecture, and just sort of like mumbling under their breath about things like, oh, this is here structural integrity, blah, 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 that's that sort of thing. Make it sound like they're expecting the like the infrastructure and everything.
I'm gonna say give me a bluff at a -10.
All right.
As you
All right.
are,
Well,
this
I
do,
let me go ahead and toss this out that I got during level up here.
Oh hell yeah!
Because you see, I'm a convincing liar.
Not to roll your expertise die until later, after you determine the check's result would be. Ooh. Or at 9th, you can spend a resolve point to re-roll the check and add the expertise die. Interesting.
And looking at my chart at current level, my expertise die is 1d8 plus 2.
Alright, damn.
Alright, so let me go ahead and roll the bluff check then.
God, it's so great having a fucking... I love Envoys. It's such a class of, like, no one... I feel like I see people not want to play it, and I'm like, why not? This shit's crazy.
Oh, done right. It takes the right kind of player for it. It's just fantastic.
So 36.
Right, so with the penalty, that'll be 26. So I guess before like.
Oh, that's
so
actually
it's
pretty high on your dice. It's a 15.
You're unlikely to get better than that.
Let's see here. So, yeah, I think, I can't really roll much better than that. So let's let it ride. See how it goes.
All right. Okay, you still add your expertise dice to it though, right? Or is that with it?
Let me just reread that real quick. Choose not. So after you determine what the check's result would be, you can choose to either roll your expertise die, or forgo.
Basically, you could re-roll it before 9th level. You just don't get to add the dice. At 9th level and beyond, you can like do both. But you could choose just to add the die. You don't have to re-roll.
I'm like, you know what? Just to make sure, let me go ahead and roll that d8 then.
All right. Okay, so
well, it's plus 3. D8 plus 2, right?
So d8 plus 2, so it adds a 3.
So 39, so 29.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
No.
What?
That's not the math.
36 plus 3 is 39, minus 10.
D8 plus 3.
Yeah.
Right?
No, D8 plus 2.
D8.
And he already rolled
Oh,
1.
okay. Okay, sorry. I thought you guys were saying D8 plus 3.
No, plus 2. Okay. So the only way they need a 19 or a 20 to see through this right now, because that was still crazy good. So I'm gonna roll a d20 publicly. On 19 or 20, they'll know that was bullshit. You see the scientist in question relax. Go back to taking notes. And he's just like, it's okay. They're just here to, they're just checking out on stuff.
Yeah, Yo will look over and then just give like 4 thumbs up.
The question is, what do you guys do then? Do you just take that good luck and leave? What's the play here?
Yep. I think we go. And if this is not, 'cause this looks more like the weapon crystal, or not like one of the, not like the, help me, insight crystal.
Prescience. So
Prescience, thank you.
the ones you saw in the tanks looked a lot like that's the type of crystal where it's like a bunch of them all in one bunch going off in various spikes. Does that make sense? Like this is more like what you would imagine like a bunch of quartz rocks growing together would look like. This one is more like a giant gemstone in the shape of like nothing is like it's not a 20-sided die. Like it doesn't even really have even sides, but a multifaceted larger stone.
I think this is an on the way back project.
Keep going. We got off lightly there. Let's not fuck about.
Yeah.
For the record, Ben, I was getting ready to completely gun down the whole room.
Yeah, I thought I saw you with your arrow, and I was like, he's just gonna fucking machine gun this entire room, rather than risk
turn
being
those
discovered.
scientists into Swiss cheese.
Yeah,
You saved 9 lives right there.
but guys, are you sure? They had AC 10, you know, like maybe they could live.
Sure.
God, it's so brutal.
No,
What
it just ends up looking like a scene from The Boys.
Yeah, for real. I mean, it's very much like like we beat Edgecore and we're like debonair space goers. We do our own thing. Cuts to Shaw just like mass murdering 9 scientists.
I mean, in my defense, these guys are probably making weapons for the Aslanti. I feel fairly justified in that one.
No, I mean honestly,
also
like they're probably also like you guys spend 5 minutes listening. They're just like, man, do I hate other humans? Like, it like start saying some real racist shit. It's like, oh, these guys actually suck. Also, if anyone has not seen the new Dimension 20 season, they're doing Vampire the Masquerade, but comedy, and it rules. Reminds me of this scene.
Vampires
I'll have to check that out, then.
are so great because they have so much potential in so many genres.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I never even... Like, when I ran DC by Night for Vampire the Masquerade, it didn't even occur to me to use, like make a comedic Vampire the Masquerade setting. But it's so good. It's so good.
I think it probably... My guess is it probably works better in situations where there's, like, wide vampire knowledge and interest amongst the players.
I feel like it still works. I guarantee some of those players did not know much about the setting before this game. Although, how much research they did going into it, I don't know. I'd be curious to see
I'm
some
not
behind the
even
scenes.
necessarily just saying in the setting. I mean just, like, vampire stuff in general. Now, and again, I'm also not talking about, like, the Dimension 22 people. The Dimension 20 people, I'm sure, nail it.
I mean, they're masters. Also, give me while you're thinking about it, give me one stealth check more while we're doing this.
Yep.
Sorry, not to derail you.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Hells yeah.
Ooh, baby, we're cooking.
Does that mean the 43 is the second highest?
Usually what I do is if it's a nat 20 in there, I'll just like add. It depends on. I'm gonna say I'm gonna add like 5 to the like it becomes. So like if let's say you had the nat 20 refine, I would give 5 to the next highest.
Sure.
So like, but Shaw is both the next highest and the one with the nat 20. So Shaw, we're gonna give you a +5.
All right.
So let's,
I am like 30-41.
So we're at 43-41. Oh my lord. Okay. I will
Shaw's
say,
like I think he's on like an adrenaline high after that last one, and he's being extra careful.
This was a good one to nail here, because now things are getting more tricky for sure. So, as you continue to prowl down the hall, you see more of those patrol bots. You begin to see more decked out ones. You begin to see more of those battle robots they have with like the arm cannons. And where is it? Every so often, and we're gonna do. So I'm gonna do a check for. We get 4 checks here. I'm making things harder every time we go on. Our checks are passive security system, battle robot, patrol robot, and every so often slinking out of the shadows, moving incredibly quietly for having an all-metal shell. You see what looks to be like almost the same central chassis as the patrol bot, has those same like big faceplate, like one eye lens. You see some of these bots patrolling as well.
Oh, I don't like that at all. It says a lot that they use that to keep an eye on their scientists.
Yeah. You think this might be an intimidation factor for them too? Like to keep the scientists in line. Okay. What was our highest? A 41?
43 and then 41.
Okay, so passive security sensors got a 1. Patrol ones got an 8, which is still fail versus your number. The battle robots are also going to fail. It's going to come down to they rolled really high. I need to see what the assassin robots' perception value is. Perception bonus. Because I believe they are not... They are pretty observant, but they are mostly focused on stealth. Alright, let's see. Okay. If you hadn't gotten a nat 20, I would have said they caught you. Because the assassins also got a nat 20. However...
Heart was pounding there.
However, you got a 41 with that +5. Again, a number that I decided in this session was what we would do.
Mm-hmm.
They have 20 perception. They got a 40. So they are 1 below you. You see, like, a couple, like, a pair walk by you guys. You, like, just fucking, like, one of you's, like, crouched so, like, Refine's huddled up behind, like, a big, like, jutting out bulkhead. Shaw, you are, like, inside the door to another room, like, just peeking out. Yo, you're, like, full, all 4 arms and legs, like, straddling the ceiling, like, holding yourself above them. And you see the 2 of them, like,
so
look around.
I'm doing like Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell right now.
Yes, you're in full Splinter Celling it right now.
I was thinking more the Hobbit's hiding. I was thinking more the Hobbit's hiding from the Eye of Sauron, but
we'll go with Splinter Cell. That's cool.
fair.
But you guys briefly see a pair of them, like, shing, that, like, built-in arm blade comes out, and you just hear, like, as they, like, communicate something, like, with each other and whatever machine speak they're using. Look around suspiciously.
If they're using... Is it a speaking sound, or is it machine telepathy?
I think you get the sense it's kind of a mix. It's more just like them, like,
Okay.
alerting each other. Like, there's not really much actual, like...
Sure.
These guys aren't SROs. They're not like, hey, my
All
friend, did you hear that sound?
Yeah.
They're like, valid, like, sound detected. It's like
Yeah.
that type of shit.
Yeah.
I think, honestly,
sight,
like,
but
no
that's
check
cool.
needed. Refine, you figure out what they're, like, communicating pretty easily with that. You're like, okay,
Alright.
they caught a whiff of us. We got real fucking lucky. But we're good. I can't believe that's the one you got 20. That was so fucking lucky.
I can't.
That was actually crazy.
Great job, Captain.
Ben, I blame you for this because I have used up all my dice luck for the evening, and I have to face 80 orcs here in a little while.
Oh, right, because you're in a different time zone. I was like, motherfucker's playing a 40k game at 10 p.m.? What the fuck?
Nope. It's still late for a Thursday for me, but here we are.
I do feel a little bad that in my teams league right now, the team we paired into, they're kind of catching a hell of a stray, and I feel really bad. Because we had, like, prepped these lists for, like, the other, like, really strong team in the league. And I love the guys on the team we're about to play. And if they're watching, you guys are great. I love playing with you. They don't go to as many competitive games as us. And they're catching a hell of a stray as we prepared for, like... The other team we were preparing for had, like, multiple people that went to Worlds last year. So we're really coming in with, like, a fucking hydrogen bomb for no reason. And I feel a little bad about it.
It's like Shaw coming into a room of scientists with a Gatling gun.
Oh, did you bring your fun fluffy list, Ben? And I'm like, I brought the one I refined for 7 months for a grand tournament.
Depends on how you define fluffy.
Yeah, I'm like, in lore it makes sense, I guess.
You know, you might describe it as just the little guy of lists, you know? Like,
I mean, it's got less activations. They're not going to kill any of the activations because they're all way too tough, but they're there. Alright, let me copy your guys' tokens over as we move into a main research lab section.
That took years off my life right there, Ben.
Yeah, baby. That's what I was hoping for. Sometimes, you know, you just get the vibe right and we're killing it. Alright, give me 1 second. We are almost ready. Alright. Did that not copy properly? I thought it did. Okay, coming from this tunnel. Alright, you're coming out into a much larger chamber here. See a lot of scientists around a much bigger structure, multiple generators hooked up to this one. Gonna sprinkle some of the other robots around because you guys do know that they are there. Give me a perception check.
I still cannot see anything. Perception rolls have not been doing it today.
You can't see anything?
No, I see black screen.
Is this one not daytimed? I might have had this one in exploration mode. Give me 1 sec. For those curious, I am using a lot of maps from Against the Aeon Throne that I'm adjusting for our campaign. As well as other maps that aren't related to Paizo, but they just got some good shit here.
I have to ask, the map of the twin, or excuse me, the art of the twin imperators on the throne, was that also official Paizo art?
That is official Paizo art.
I thought so. I was just making sure because like that's still damn cool.
Yeah, it was. I was like looking for. I was trying to find like honestly all of the art they've released about Aslan. Like, I'd be stacking that shit.
I wasn't sure if you'd had it commissioned or something. I wasn't sure how like lore the twin imperators were, so
Can you see
I didn't know
it
if that
now?
was part of your. Now I see it.
Okay, it is lore. I decided that when I was like, obviously I've completely written the biography myself. But I decided to use like there's like they haven't written a lot of like there's not honestly a lot written about Aslan in the Starfighter setting. Like they pop up a lot, but there's a lot of backstory that's not really explored. But I decided that it was so big, I was gonna at least use it as a jumping off point.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Like I always thought they were one of the cooler bad guys looking through the main handbook. Like when they do like the introduction to all the big bads at the end of it.
Mostly it's just broad stuff like the Dram system, the different ships, the characters, prescience, like the Emerald Dominion. Like all of that stuff is not canon. I mean, it's canon for us now, but that's all me.
It's Arcan.
Yes. Okay. So what do we got here? We got a 32, 22, and a 25. Okay. On I think on all of those, honestly, you can at least see that there is another structure up here. Looks similar to the FTL simulator you saw farther, like, before this. We are now into the section of the building that is not mapped. Like, looking at your data slate, or the Shaw's data slate you're fine, like, you guys are basically, like, blinking icon in what should be the middle of metal.
Okay.
Yes, we're fine. I think we found that suspiciously empty space you were looking for.
You also see over here, it is kind of the same art, I will say. But on the catwalk up there, there is what looks to be, at first glance, like one of their Aeon troops. And more specifically, when you guys saw the stealthy ones, like the more operative ones, way back on Facundus. But this one is, like, hiding, like, using, like, the shadows coming down from the ceiling, hiding in a mix of, like, bright light and shadow to keep the eyes guessing. This is clearly someone who is, like, of that same ilk of soldier, but clearly far more skilled.
All right.
You also see, where is, I want the handout, not the data sheet. You see another scientist. She seems to be gesturing, and she is not wearing white like the rest of us. She's wearing a gray suit. And as she gestures, you can see various, like, strands of magic around her fingers. She also notably has a pistol holstered. With your 32 refine, over the sound of what you see is multiple generators hooked up to this thing that looks similar to the other object. The simulator, I mean. I'm going to say give me a culture check. It's going to be pretty hard because you're not, like, reading it off a computer terminal. You're trying to, like, real time figure out what the fuck they're saying over there. It's pretty good.
And I am learning the language.
It's true. I'm going to say on 38, you can clearly tell that this woman, and one of them calls up to her and does call her. I'm going to say, just for note's sake, you can write down her name. It's Oliviana. They call it her name. You quickly see she is some sort of technomancer. And she seems to be pretty animatedly talking to the scientists. The general gist of it that you get across is that there are, like, they have removed whatever seating, quote unquote, was in this giant machine. Additionally, they have put more tanks into it. And it sounds like Oliviana is feeling frustrated that her attempts at relating her research to Project Prescience are going nowhere fast at the moment. And I think with that knowledge, you're pretty positive now, like, okay, she isn't that, like, master scientist, like, extremely skilled one that Rose suspected must be behind all this advancement. It does seem like she is someone who is either aiding that person or at least trying to emulate them. So perhaps, like, a step removed from whoever that scientist is.
Given what I see before me and what she said about seats, can I make an assumption that she's trying to make physical travel by means of the same thing that they're doing with communications for prescience?
Give me an engineering check. And I'm gonna creep you guys closer a little bit here so you get a bit of a better view of the machine. just for aesthetic's sake over here. We'll know that you're like.
It's
still
not
stealthy.
terrible. It's not terrible.
Refine, you don't think that's what she's doing.
Okay.
This is not an attempt to like make sending passengers back possible. You get the sense that whatever she was trying to work on here in the Sage Redoubt was like people based, maybe transport based, and probably FTL related, but she is like scrapping that right now. Like there was probably seats, like a simulator again in this. She has removed that stuff and is kind of giving up, or at least putting on the back burner, that type of project to instead, like, she's basically using pieces that she already had in these laboratory conditions to try to engage in prescience research.
Okay.
Like, you get the sense they were probably doing some unrelated shit here. Probably something still very impressive on, like, a techno-magical level. But no, I don't think, like, if Refine has, like, the scary notion that, like, oh, are they trying to, like, send people back? That's not what's happening here. She is trying to recreate, like, what you guys are assuming prescience is already doing.
Got it.
I think a little might be getting lost in translation. I think there is, like, somewhat of a question of, like, is she recreating this by herself? Like, is she trying to do this alone to be impressive to, like, her Arcidux and the throne at large? Is she being kind of, like, tasked as an assistant to the Prescience Project?
Sure.
So there's some kind of, you know, debate, like, is this a rivalry thing? A, like, success thing? Or, like, resources are getting requisitioned across the Empire type of thing?
Okay. Do I get a sense if she is the lead scientist on the Sage's Redoubt?
Without a doubt, yeah.
Okay.
She is absolutely in charge of, like, every research project that is currently going on here.
Got it. Okay.
Sorry, excuse me. God, allergies is kicking my ass this year. Jesus Christ.
That part I don't miss about Virginia. The pollen there was
pretty bad. Like, I knew I had allergies in DC, but here it's like my eyes burn, and that's not something I used to have to deal with.
Like, Ben, I lived in Florida for a while. Like, we would get oak pollen so thick it would blanket your car, and I still didn't get allergies as bad as...
Are you pouring water?
No, sorry.
As Virginia.
I
Virginia's rough.
will get food stuck in my mouth after my surgery,
Gotcha.
so I have to rinse it.
That's fine. Okay. Okay. Let's see.
Interesting.
I will say you guys also, why is it not revealing properly? All of you actually hit the DC on this free perception check. You guys do see, and I will say there's a risk that people might notice if you open it. This wall slides back over here.
Which one? The handout was in the way.
All right.
There's like a panel right there.
All right. So Yo's like All right, I got an idea. If you guys want me to get in here, I'm really good at being sneaky with my hands, which is my above board way of saying I have a plus 21 in sleight of hand.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Pretty
It's better than
good.
mine. It's better than mine.
So it's like
Sure. Hell,
the
better than
idea
mine.
being is that okay, Shaw's like, big and burly, and I'm skinny twink, so I can easily hide behind him. The idea being just like, being behind you, I'm hoping I might be able to use you as cover to maybe at least sneak a peek here. And if it turns out
Well,
there's...
remember, we're not actually in this spot. We're further back in the room.
Yeah.
You guys are probably about like here.
Yeah. Otherwise, we
Do
would
we
very
think it would
much.
be stealth to try and get that wall slit open, or do we think it would be sleight of
Ooh,
hand?
yeah.
I think it would be sleight of hand. And if you guys fuck that up, you'll probably have to make a stealth check to not get caught. Would be my take.
I mean, we got
Okay.
channel points for a reroll if needed. So I don't know. I don't love the notion of going in the big battle right here. It may not, but we don't see any of the actual Prescience tanks, do we?
Do not. I don't know. It's up to you. Do you guys take a risk here?
I mean,
We take a risk either way. So
I was thinking about doing it, but that's just my take. I don't want to drag you all along with my, if you guys aren't up for it.
I think the alternative here is that we're going straight to rock and roll pretty quickly here. It's going to be very hard to talk our way through this.
But I will say, like, if you're trying to get information out of this area, it's gonna be pretty hard to get to that side. Like, even though there's obviously hallways over, like, here. I want to let me shift ping. There we go. That's a tall order to get to that side.
Yeah.
Maybe if you had an invisibility thing, but you currently don't.
We do not. Fuck it. I think we try it because otherwise we're probably gonna have. This is probably gonna go Schwarzenegger anyways.
All right. Give me a sleight of hand check then.
All
I
right.
got points for a reroll if you need it.
All right.
It's about as
34.
All right. That is a success. You guys see
nicely done.
that kind of this like alabaster white, like, sterile science section of the ship panel slides back. A couple of broad steps as you guys descend into a small room, and things close up behind you.
Bless you.
You see several tanks in here. A large one that seems currently empty, but for some clearish liquid. The smaller one has, perhaps not as big as the ones you saw in the sickle factory, but you do see growths of that same green crystal.
Oh, we do. Where?
In the smaller tank. This one is filled with
Okay.
clear liquid, but doesn't seem to have anything in it currently.
All right.
Hate it.
What do you do?
Are there any terminals or anything in here, or is it just the tanks?
I'd say there's probably like a small terminal hooked up to the tanks.
Let's see if we can disable these without making a racket. Can you check to see if there's any traps on this?
How big is the smaller tank?
The size of like, what's a good approximation here? About the size, like length and width wise of it, like one of those like white plastic folding tables that everything everywhere has.
Okay.
But like, so like that top down view of a size, but then imagine it's like a metal tank filled with liquid, so it's very heavy.
Okay, so I don't think Shaw could just carry it out of here.
He could try. I would probably be a big penalty to his stealth if he could even lift it. Like it would be a check for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
We need like a bag of holding or something to take it out quietly.
Yeah,
That
I
being said,
figured.
the crystal inside, like the growth, a couple little spindles coming off of it, that's the size of like a basketball.
This thing's got to be trapped. Yo, can you check to see if there's any alarms or traps on this thing?
I'd say be a perception check or sleight of hand, perhaps. Well, I guess perception, then if there is a trap, sleight of hand to disable.
All right, well, we'll do perception first then.
None that you can see.
All right.
I'll look too.
Yeah, I might as well.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason not to look.
There we go.
Okay. On a 40, you realize, Refine, for one, the lid of this tank is alarmed. Like, it'll just trigger an alarm through this whole fucking place.
Yeah.
Two, I think on a 40 it occurs to you that there is a reason they're keeping it suspended in this liquid. You think perhaps open air is not what the crystals are intended for.
Okay. Interesting. I don't think we can take this with us if we don't take the entire thing.
I don't think we're going to be able to. I think for right now we just disable it until we do what we're here to do.
I think that's the best bet. It would be... Can I figure out anything that the other tank is for?
Give me an engineering or an arcana check.
I think one would be significantly easier than the other.
Arcana.
How is there a way that I can guess how significantly?
No.
Darn.
Appreciate the hustle, though.
Well, I always have to try. It's difficult because I've still got a 23 mysticism.
Yeah,
But-
it's a tough in between. Like, how much
30
better is it?
engineering is 30 engineering. You know what I mean?
That's true. Hey, look, you got a lot of eggs in that engineering basket.
I guess the engineering. Do I have enough time that I could just make both checks?
That's up to you if you guys think you have enough time for that. Like, you guys are deep in this enemy facility.
Yeah, that's a fair point. It's a fair point. All right, I'll try engineering.
It's also like you could do
Yeah.
both. Whether you would is up to you.
Not great. Not great.
I think on a 38, Refine thinks the most likely explanation for this other tank would just be like it's another place they could culture more growth. Like those guys, like the sickle facility had multiple tanks, all with much bigger crystals.
Yeah.
So I think on a 38, all that Refine is getting here is like, okay, maybe that's like if it gets too big for pod A, pod B.
Yeah.
I will say I think that's it's not high enough for a better success. I do think you have like there's an inkling of a feeling in Refine's head that like it might not just be for that, but like you can't. It's like this is such strange arcana tech that like you can't hazard a different guess than that.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Alright.
Yeah, not a lot I can do about this one.
Indeed.
Other than
And I assume the
breaking-
other tank is also set to go off if you open the lid.
You guys didn't check that tank for traps. You guys are all focused on this one.
Can we check the other tank for traps?
Sure. Perception check to do that. It appears like this one is not alarmed. Pretty sure you could just pop it open like a pretty easy button command on the side of it.
Not sure how I feel about that. It's almost more concerning than if it was trapped.
Hey, fair enough.
That has big fuck around and find out energy.
Yeah, you know, it's
Yeah.
like, it's like, yeah, in general, I just don't, it's like I've been in places kind of like this before, and, you start opening stuff in scientific labs, it usually doesn't end well.
Especially if it's...
Does it have that energy, or does it have the PCs spend 30 minutes trying to open a door with nothing wrong with it energy?
be either, to be honest.
My assumption was if it's not trapped, it's not important.
It's either not important or it's the fuck around and find out. Either way, I'm inclined not to mess with it. Now, do you think you can use the terminal to disable the alarm on that one?
Is there a way to gauge how difficult I think that would be?
I feel like it's a hat on a hat to make your little computers check to see how difficult the computers check is. So I'm just gonna say that, Refine, you are knowledgeable enough at your craft to know that, like, decently difficult, not outrageously difficult.
I think maybe we just have to go for it.
Otherwise we're leaving it intact. So what have we come all this way for?
Yep. All right.
I can just smash the damn thing, but then, then it's on like Donkey Kong.
41.
The alarm on the top is disabled.
Well, I was meaning more that turn the thing off so they can't use it to signal the past them for reinforcements. Disable the actual system.
Are you trying to, like, basically make the system inoperable?
Yes, that was what I was intending when I suggested.
I mean,
that.
it sounds like we can just open the lid without the alarm, and it will destroy itself.
Because it's not red. Okay.
Again,
Right.
it is full of liquid.
Mm-hmm. We still have to take the crystal out, but
Does it look like there are any traps if the liquid is disturbed?
None that you would have seen on your check?
I feel like we're betting no matter what we do here, you know?
Say you can make a physical
You just-
science check.
I think at this point, if you've disabled the alarm, I think we open it and remove the crystal.
Terrible roll. Horrible roll.
Keeping that roll, or I don't
I don't
even know.
really
I don't
think
even know if
I've-
any of you guys got points, honestly.
I
do
don't
have a
really
bunch.
think we have much of a choice, you know?
If you want to reroll, I can. I've got points for it, but
How many points do you have?
2,500. So I have another reroll after this one if we spend it.
I mean, that's a 3 on the die.
Okay, I'll give it to it.
Alright. Refine takes it. What's she gonna do?
42.
Okay. Refine.
Slightly better.
There are many elements and compounds that are inert in liquid, even just water, but are not inert when exposed to oxygen. Oftentimes, the liquid that something is suspended in isn't itself a trap, but is perhaps stopping the alloy or mineral or whatever it is from reacting with the air around it.
Ah.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
I think you
How big is this crystal?
about the size of a basketball.
All right.
Oh.
I got the plan. Have you figured out what I think the plan is, Shaw?
Not yet, but I'm a little concerned. Are we eating this out the door?
No. It needs to be submerged in the liquid, yes?
Yeah.
Is what we're concluding.
You're going to use your aquarium, aren't you?
No. I think we can just have Espy take this thing out. By opening Espy's hidden compartment while Espy is submerged in the liquid.
We were using Espy's innards as a containment tank for this thing.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm for it.
That I can get behind. Yeah, sure.
I think it's worth trying.
Yeah. Hey. Sure.
For once, it's not me. For once, it is not me putting Espy in the firing line.
What do you guys think of the idea?
I like it. If we can study this thing, the better.
I think this is gonna be. You can refine. You can use your rolls for it. Ooh, I feel like it's a sleight of hand check to do this.
Okay.
Daintily.
Okay.
But I think.
All right.
I think you can be in enough direct control of the situation to use your stats for it, while controlling SB rather than SB stats.
Okay. Okay. You guys ready to give this a go?
Yo, perhaps give her an assist.
Yeah, I'll say Yo can assist.
Alright. So, what would you like me to roll here?
Be your own sleight of hand check to assist. So you just need you have to basically not roll a 1.
Alright. That's easy. And
All right.
not a 1.
Plus,
There we go.
+2 on this. 32. You guys see Refine climb in. You guys gently kind of use the current to move the basketball-sized crystal out of the way. She gets in. The suction of the water or whatever this fucking liquid is, because as you open it, it doesn't look like it has the exact viscosity of water, but not it's not like honey, but not quite water. The flow of that kind of pulls the crystal into her, and she shuts the compartment.
Okay. All right. Step 2. Tattoo time.
Okay.
Please don't explode, Refine.
Let's make a note that it's in crystals and SB, and now SB is in tattoo. Feels like an important note for me to remember. Okay. I'd say that was a pretty good solution to what's going on here. I was wondering, I love doing this, little peek behind the curtain. I did not have an intended solution for that. I really wanted to see how you guys could get it out of there, if you wanted to. Or if you would just destroy it. I didn't know.
Problem is, I think we were concerned destroying it would be too much of a racket.
Hey,
I
maybe.
Oh,
think-
I wanted to get it out. I didn't care about racket.
Fair.
I really thought you guys were just gonna smash the lid and just pull it out and run. That's what I was like. The odds seem high. Okay.
I don't think that's what this party. I feel like that's the thing we would do on Sundays, to be totally honest.
Yeah, that's a Sunday vibe. That's a Sunday vibe. That's not a Thursday
Like
vibe.
I feel like we're more careful here.
Oh my god. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Is there anything? Are you guys trying to just piece out of the science area now?
Do we have the device disabled?
We know it's not. She's not the scientist.
Correct. Is there any other information we can get from the terminal on the research here? Or do we want to hit the other one on the way out?
I don't know.
We were also looking to get we were looking to get intel on the actual
Yeah.
I've also been waiting to use this art for this. This is effectively you guys fucking sneaking around this facility. Like not the same characters, but just like, oh my god, there's fucking Aeon guards everywhere.
Yep, that's the vibe.
All right.
Now we just need someone in a cardboard box.
Facts. I will say to get back out of this room and exit we'll call it the redacted section over here. So you guys need to give me a stealth check to get out of there.
And just to check once again, we're not trying to get any more data from anything.
I would like to if we can, but because what was the intel we were sent here to get? We had needed to get information on the project, which we have. I mean, we certainly have it.
We have, I think, more than she knows is the problem. Because it sounds like she's not getting the results she wants, right?
Yeah. It sounds like they want to scale up.
Yeah.
I think we need. I mean,
there's still that server room.
I think we hit that on the way back.
Where was the server room again?
It was by the
It may not
other
be server
interstellar.
exactly, but there was the data cables were leading down to a smaller chamber.
Yeah. Yeah, that may be what we have to go to.
Attached to the FTL project.
Yeah. Okay.
But to
Sneak
get back
out,
there, you guys are going to need a stealth check.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 30, 27, 40. So 30's the lowest. Ooh, okay.
Uh-oh.
This is the tricky one because they got 4 chances here. Okay, you're good. You're good for now. The higher rolls were on the ones with the worst stuff. Alright, I'm gonna bring you guys back to...
I'm gonna be honest, this really feels like the golden thread again.
Do you guys stop in? Do you guys do anything with this room on the way past it? Or do you just go by in the hallway like I'm not looking at those scientists?
Yeah,
I
it
think
was
we
just like it's
I think
just
we
like
go.
let's keep
think we
moving.
just go.
Avoid direct
just
eye
go.
contact.
Okay, alright. Give me one more stealth check as you make it back to the FTL travel chamber. Or test chamber, I guess is a better word for it. We're lowering the number of dice now. Assassin bots are not here, and we now are doing patrol bot, battle bot,
Let's see what.
passive. So 3 dice.
Yep. Hope you all roll better than me. That was not good.
So Shaw start off with 21. 37.
It's the worst stealth roll I've done so far.
Oh,
Hold on. I've got,
do you have
I've got
points,
channel
you
points.
said?
I've got channel points.
All right.
Eh.
Yo, re-rolling with channel
Just-
points.
I'm gonna refine. Do you have any?
No, I think Yo has some.
I got
you
a
said, right?
37.
Do they have some?
I was gonna give some. I was gonna give some for refine.
Oh, okay.
I don't
She rolled a
think I need any. Because I don't think you guys are going to be rolling higher on stealth than I am.
I was gonna give it to you to reroll.
No,
But
I know.
think-
What
but
I'm
it's-
what I'm
it's
saying
more
is
the issue of who's second highest.
whose second matters most, right?
Like
So
changing
even
refines
if-
here doesn't really matter. Changing one of your
Yeah.
two
Good point.
matters.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
So 29.
29's better.
Not great, but. All right. Heck with it. I'm gonna. This is my last channel points. I'm gonna burn mine as well,
Okay.
just in
See if
case.
you can get a better one than 29. This is the most we've burned outside of a combat in a hot minute.
Well, it's technically better.
It is better. Alright. Passive systems. Good. Battle robots. Good. Patrol robots. Whoops, I threw that under. 27. Good.
All right.
All right. You guys head down into the server room. I think you have a brief heart attack, Shaw. As you see two battle bots down in this extremely small space. Because they are both.
How do I get in there?
They're both charging. It's over here. I just dragged you in.
No. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah. Well, now you moved away, but it's over here.
No, now I'm there. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
where you're supposed to be.
All good. All good.
You see, there is a secondary backup generator downstairs, in addition to the one up by the FTL research thing, as well as a computer bank that is mercifully unattended right now.
Okay.
Have a look.
Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna be sick.
The stakes are high.
I don't have points. I'm just letting you guys know that.
We ball at this point. Do you
I'm
have a thing? Don't you have a
gonna-
thing?
I'll admit, now that we are almost 3 hours into this session, really thought you were gonna go pick up the guy who can cast invisibility first.
We were worried about
that
the ALR.
And then it was reminded that if we break people out of jail, they're just gonna summon the Armada.
But see, now aren't you guys glad I made the giant 10-foot tall dragon warrior stay on the ship?
You know that's fair.
Oh.
Alright. I mean, we're fine.
Also, Rin would go to the ship too because Boss isn't here.
That's true. But I think I feel like if you guys had gone him first, I probably would have at least played him for a while.
All right. You want me to do my computer's check?
Yeah, like you have an ability that gives you a reroll, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've got some stuff I can do, but
Okay. All right, I know. I'm. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Not terrible.
God
Fuck
damn.
yeah.
Not terrible.
If
on
there was a
51.
time to get the 51, this was it. Okay. You bypass lines and lines of code, multiple firewalls in an alien language that you're only beginning to grasp the subtleties of. What are you delving for in particular? Because there is a, to be clear, a wealth of information here from like tons of projects.
Anything on the Presidents has to be first and foremost.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's accurate.
Maybe on whatever the Doomsday perhaps on the Emerald Dominion, if there's anything on it as a prototype super weapon.
All right. What are you getting out of
I mean, first we're looking for Project Prescient stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's
I'm just deciding what exactly we're getting at here. The first thing you see under Project Prescience, it says Project Prescience was an idea, but has started to come into reality thanks to the work of Dr. Solomon.
I feel like I've heard that name somewhere. I don't know if that was mentioned before. Maybe I'm just hallucinating.
I don't think it's been mentioned ever in this.
Where are my notes on Prescience? Oh no.
The records go on to detail how Dr. Solomon took
There
a
it is, okay.
theory. The theory was that if one could interact with planar travel, specifically interact with the plane of time, one could apply the interactions between material realm matter with the plane of time and cause effects on this plane. It was the original theory, and the idea originally was like full time travel. He quickly determined that, at least at the moment, time travel is a unnecessary and a bit of a pipe dream. Unnecessary dream and a bit of a pipe dream. Especially for biologicals. However, he began to work with Aeon Stones. And the system that he is developing is, the idea is to wrap an Aeon Stone in a pocket of the plane of time. Like, if you could cut sections out of the plane of time and then use those to surround a crystal. With that successfully done, one could then send that shard to a predetermined location. In physical space, but not be bound by the necessity that it arrive at the time that it should in that physical space.
So does this seem to imply that, like, it's not like, it's more like a lantern? It's not necessarily as it's more like a tin cans with string than like a telephone grid.
You think it is more akin to that? This is like sending a like written message via like carrier pigeon, but through time. This is like throwing a bottle and having it end at a specific location.
Okay.
Even with all, you start reading through this, like, this theory is explained. You see, like, Oliviana is like she understands intellectually what Solomon is saying, but there's a big leap between, like, okay, we wrap the shard in a bubble of time. The shard can then be shot to a different location in space, but it is not bound by linear time. It can appear in that space in a different time. Like, imagine if, if I drove my car down my street, but my car didn't arrive at the street at the end of my drive. My car arrived at the end of my street before I got in.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
They send the crystals through time, carrying the message.
Yes.
Yeah. But then how do they get it to the message to somewhere else?
You think the predetermined space matters? It needs a receiver.
Okay, that's what I meant when I was saying string cans. So it's like pairs of them. It's not like they can choose where the receiver is at will when they send the message.
Correct. You think this is kind of like a quantum entanglement type thing.
Okay. Sure.
But you see, like, even then, she has lots of questions. Like, she's like, okay, like, can it be sent from, like, can message come from point A and only go to point B? Can I send message from point A to point B, C, or D at my discretion? And then, like, what is the limit on the time? Am I sending something back to, like, before the gap? Like, what is the realistic...
Yep, these are all questions I have as well.
And, like, yeah, he's, like, we're fine going through. You're like, okay, like, this makes sense. Like, I get why she has these questions. I will say one thing of note, as you're basically going through, like, her and her team's notes on this. I think on a 50, you get, like, even some of her personal encrypted notes. She has a note on a personal level about Dr. Solomon. And what... Or Dr. Solomon, sorry. Said it wrong. Basically, what she gets at here, in, like, her private, like, in the margins of the research, essentially. Like, digital margins. She's like, I studied with Dr. Solomon, like, basically when they were, like, postgraduate, like, pre-doctorate, or, like, whatever the equivalent is in Aslant.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, he was smart enough to be an Aslanti scientist and work for someone like an Arsadux. He's not, like, she's like, this is groundbreaking stuff. And she is simply, like, baffled that, like, she's like, I can't believe I, like, didn't see that he was this skilled. Like, how, like, she's like, how did... Like,
is it, like... And maybe Refine wouldn't be able to figure this out, especially from notes.
Yeah.
But is it, like...
There's definitely some emotional subtlety that's, like, lost here.
Is it... There's no way he's smart enough to do this, something's fishy, or how did I not see that he was smart enough to do this?
Ooh, see, now that's a very interesting distinction, and I'm gonna say...
And that's what I'm saying, Refine may not be able to identify that from what is...
I feel like you're the only one who can really read this stuff right now, which is kind of unfortunate. Because I feel like you need to make a sense motive check for that.
Okay.
I think this it's possible. It's definitely hard. I don't think that.
Yeah, okay.
I will say, I think, like, even though Refine isn't known for emotional stuff, I think what you said in that question, Refine is intelligent enough to, like, recognize that it could be either of those options.
Yeah.
Like, she can't tell which one it is, but she's like, okay, like, there's a world where Oliviana is like, this is suspicious, and there's a world where she's like, well, fuck me, maybe I should have, like, hobnobbed with this guy who's apparently a prodigy.
Okay.
But either way, this research, like, whichever of those angles it is, if it is one of them, like, either way, it's a surprise to her that this is, like, that he is developing this. Because, like, before this was, like, this is the type of shit that, like, the Imperators are like, make us a time traveling system, our army of
Yeah.
scientists. Like,
Yep.
it's a crazy ask from a magical emperor.
Yeah.
But then he came in and was like, "Oh no, I'll do that. I got you." Like, what? I feel like you would think like even the imperators might be like, "Oh, okay, this is feasible."
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, let me
Or
talk
if
to
he does-
God, like just crazy shit, and be like, "Oh yeah, okay."
I mean, to be fair, in a Pathfinder setting, talking to a god is not that difficult.
That's true. I guess
Um,
like that level of crazy, like in our world.
Yeah, but yeah, it's still the same thing of like. Forgive me, Ben. My immediate thought is that he succeeds. He is hero of the Imperium.
Yeah, he's failing upward.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the secret third option, or fine. He's actually neither suspicious nor always been this smart. He's just really like failing upward. Like he's making leaps without it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I think this is. I'm gonna say all that stuff I just said. Like that's the gist of what you get in Project Prescience from this server on a 50. Like obviously there's like reams of technical data in here.
yeah.
Like, there's so much. Like this is like the stuff that Refine's picking out.
I think I think
Still a
Refine
fantastic
may be picking out some of the other stuff, but this is the stuff that Refine thinks is worth noting down for other people. Like I'm not sure Refine thinks that Shaw and the military people care about the, intricate technical details. If that makes sense.
Start trying to explain quantum. Like I guess Shaw's not dumb, but you start trying to explain quantum entanglement to him. It's gonna start.
Yeah.
It's gonna start. Like smoke's gonna start pouring out. Or is there? Are we able to get any other data on other projects?
You see another project that seems to have probably the second most amount of data in here. And it is titled The Revelation. Although you notice that it is not quite spelled the same as the actual word revelation. And we're kind of stretching my pronunciation here. I think this is how it's pronounced in a different tongue is what we're getting at. But the A and the E, there is an A and E in the middle, like Aeon Stone.
Okay.
The Revelation is a weapon. A perhaps even some sort of like doomsday weapon, I would say. You see that this time Oliviana's research has helped, even though once again it is Dr. Solomon who is spearheading this project as well. The goal was to create an Aeon energy based weapon. Aeon stones are not really naturally occurring, but this is like you magically craft gemstones in a particular way. There are mages in the universe that can do this anyway, but this is largely an art that Aslan mastered.
Okay.
When Aeon stones go bad, they essentially become an inert material. They're called dull gray Aeon stones. Basically, whether it's like, a tourmaline or a ruby or a pearl, whatever, if its power is burnt out beyond repair, they always kind of revert to the same dull gray Aeon stone material, the same like state of matter almost.
Mm-hmm.
In the Empire and the Throne wanting a weapon like this, a powerful energy-based weapon, Oliviana's idea was that perhaps you could use that material to craft something new and hopefully use it to channel energy. And indeed, you think that is what the scientists are doing in the other chamber. That large stone is not necessarily like, it wasn't cut that way, even though the fastest might lead you to believe that. It was pieced together almost on a like molecular level of dull gray aeon stones. Pieced into this greater whole with the hope that it can conduct these like arcane energies with any sort of efficiency.
And that's what we think was on the front of the...
That's what these
Chip.
guys are working on. She
nine
again
guys here.
voices her frustration that Solomon is the one that is solving this problem. It seems from her talk like she doesn't know that the weapon is done.
Oh.
But she has heard that Solomon is farther along than her in the development of the revelation. Like, because again, this, like, the revelation isn't her idea. This is something that probably the Imperators were like, we have an idea for something called the revelation, energy weapon that could like flatten settlements, get it done.
Based on all that is being said, is it safe to assume that Solomon is with Tremaine?
You think potentially it really depends on, like, is Dr. Solomon there, like, overseeing, like, is my device working? Or is Solomon, like, developing stuff that's going out into the field with this, you know... Again, all the Arciduxes are, like, ostensibly the same rank, but, like, this Arcidux is, like, the rising star.
Yeah. Well, what I meant was, like, she is attached, so to speak, to Arcidux, Gregor, right?
Yes, correct.
Would I assume that whether he's on Tremaine's ship or not, the Arcidux that he is working under would be Tremaine?
If her jealousy and notes are anything to go on, he is past that point.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
Presumably all of the Arcidux, like, all of the Arciduxy has their own, like, head scientist, essentially.
And he's working for the throne.
He's working for, like, the throne directly. Because you realize from her notes that he is... She, like, can't even fathom how this is possible.
Yeah.
Because making a new Aeon Stone, like the small normal ones, is exceptionally difficult. It involves, like, technology, arcane wisdom, like, divine wisdom, like, even, like, artisan wisdom, like how did I cut the stone in the way that is going to channel this effect?
Mm-hmm.
He was proposing to use, like, create an Aeon Stone for the revelation, not, like, use Aeon Stones collectively to make the revelation.
Yeah.
Which, like, maybe you could find a giant gem and cut it to shape, but, like, that doesn't really solve the problem. Like, they have enough resources, they could find a big gem inclusion on one of their worlds. Like, that's not unreasonable.
Yeah.
But the leap from that point to making it an Aeon Stone that, like, it looked huge from a distance for you guys. Like, it was a big rotating object under a, like, capital ship. To get from, like, we found a stone and we need to cut it, to it is a super weapon that is its own personal Aeon Stone, is insane to her. Like, again, she's basically, like, the level of control that Solomon is displaying over Aeon technology, that is what's springing him ahead. Like, it's letting him make weapons, it's letting him craft Aeon Stones in a way to make Project Prescience possible. And she, much like the Biocracy, much like the TLF, if they knew more about this, the question then becomes, like, he has made these two crazy innovations with how good he is with Aeon Stones.
Yeah.
So, like, what else could he make with Aeon Stones?
Yeah.
I will say, you say, like, you do see she's had some success with her original idea. Like, that power thing you saw them gathered around, like, It's somewhat functional. Like, you could probably turn that into a weapon or a power source with the collective and melded dull grade ironstone material.
Yeah.
But, like, nothing on the scale of what you saw.
Yeah.
And I will say, I think she goes on to, like, give theoretical, like, mathematical figures of what she thinks something like that could do. And we don't have to get into the mathematical specifics, but, like, if she's right, it could have done way more damage than what it did. Like, he
What?
used it to flatten an outpost and the surrounding, like, couple miles around it. In theory,
He
she
thinks
thinks
he could-
Tremaine could just, like, he could level, like, a metropolis, like a city.
Okay.
Not just, like, a trading post that's designed to find allies and the jungle around it. Apart from those two obviously very big things in here, I think we're going to wrap up here in a second. Is there any other bits of information you're looking for?
Okay, so we've got information now on Project Prescience and the Revelation.
Correct.
With 50, do I basically have free access to the system without worrying about traps here?
Pretty much. I would say they're not going to activate, like, you're not getting digital countermeasured right now.
Can I just check what cell Rin is in, if he's even on the ship?
He is on the ship, and I think you pinpoint his cell pretty quickly.
Okay.
You basically, like, you cross-reference that, like, the numbers with, like, your map, and just, like, link, okay, it's this one on the map.
Alright. Does anyone else have anything we think might be necessary? Ooh,
Curious with-
I got it.
Go ahead.
Sorry, you can go ahead. I've got another idea after that, though.
I was gonna say, what are they doing with trying to do with non-drift interstellar travel?
Ooh, that could be cool.
As the captain, Shaw would have questions about
Yeah, I think you do see a lot of, and we're going to kind of relate this, because we're going to say some of this stuff is canon that's happened in Adventure Paths, and a big part of that Adventure Path is them trying to use what they called a rune engine, which was a very ancient design to, like, use essentially, like, Rune Lord / Aeon Stone magic as faster than light travel, rather than go through the drift.
Okay.
I think you do see, like, that is still in theory possible in their minds, but having kind of lost their chance at that about, we'll say in our campaign, about, like, 5-10 years ago maybe, like, that's technology that's pretty far away. At least she thinks so.
Okay.
And you don't see any evidence that, like, there's no evidence that they're doing non-drift travel currently. Like, it's something they would love. It's something that all the Pact World races would love. Like, that's an insane advantage over everybody. But it is one that the Empire does not possess.
Okay.
They are still beholden to the drift as much as the Biocracy is.
Now,
perhaps even a little bit more with how you saw the Biocracy navigate the currents.
Yeah.
And what we saw happen to the Emerald Dominion's fleet.
That is true.
Well, now I'm gonna ask the hard question, Ben.
Uh-huh.
What's on here about the Emil Biocracy?
Ooh, interesting.
Because
honestly,
Refine just wants to learn a bunch more.
Honestly, I don't think a lot, because most of what's on here is like this is the data center for the science facility, and like, yeah, you were able to access like the Brig systems to like find stuff.
Sure.
But this isn't like a place where they're really like researching the Biocracy.
Sure.
I think though on a 50. Why don't I even toss some details here? Ooh, I will say one thing. I think you do find references, not much about it, just that it's being built. At least that's the last she heard, that the Emerald Dominion was being built and was pretty much done.
Okay.
There are rumors, you kind of see, like, in a footnote to that, the scientists are like, okay, well, like, thank Lasala that we're getting the Emerald Dominion because we've heard rumors of new, like, Leviathans coming out of the Emil Biocracy. Leviathan isn't the actual name, but they're like, we've heard of bigger flagships being built that aren't Amu. That, like, aren't the space whales.
I'm about it.
Okay, well, next time we see the biocracy, Refine is probably about to make a very bad mistake, but that's okay.
Well, if you tell them, but actually, yes, but also no. If you were to tell them that they are, that the, help me, Aslan is aware of it.
Oh, yeah. That they might appreciate, but I don't think they'll appreciate what is almost certainly going to happen, which is Refine just randomly goes, by the way, for my notes, what's the name of the other big spacecraft class thing you're building that's not the OMA?
What is the name of your new super dreadnought
Yep.
bioship?
Yep. Just for my notes.
They're just like, alright, these guys are spies, shoot them. Okay. Yeah, I think that's the, there's probably some other, like, scattered references through their documents, but nothing big. So yeah, I mean, most of the stuff I think that'll be on here is stuff you've already learned.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
cool.
That is... I mean, we got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, you
Oh, yeah.
power
Mhm.
that down, and you guys get ready to kind of keep going covertly through this facility. Luckily, you didn't wake up those robots, the bad check, and have them just start cannoning you. Alright. A lot of information gained. A perhaps very important scientific discovery or resource captured inside a robot, inside a tattoo. But still an ally to rescue. And still a star palace to get out of. Alright. We'll keep in touch about scheduling. Hopefully we can do next week. But yeah, I think we can. I think I can keep adjusting it for 3 if that's what we need to do. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll be back next week, hopefully.